Work's over, it's wine o'clock, and this is what's going down in the PM. We are your hosts, Julene.
And Nietzsche. And guess what? You're watching the greatest show on earth.
Yay! Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Greatest show on earth. So, I finally figured out who the Supreme Court Justice nominee is.
Okay, you gotta tell me, who is it?
It's some lady named Amy Coney Barrett. Have you ever heard of her?
No, I haven't. I think that I saw something on social media about the new nominee, but I don't know a lot about her.
I don't know. Apparently she's like, from what I understand, she has like 7 kids or something. And she's got her hands full, but when she was doing like judge things before she was nominated Supreme Court, from what I was reading, like she's really like a diehard constitutionist.
So that means like the way that they like, what's the word I'm looking for? The way that they look over the Constitution is what it says. There's no room for interpretation.
Yeah, basically, like, it's my understanding that a diehard constitutionist is someone that follows the Constitution to the letter.
To the letter, right?
Our forefathers basically made it so that you can, I don't know, like, interpret it. It's like supposed to be like a bare bones thing so that it can grow and change with the times.
Right.
But nope. She's a diehard constitutionist. She said she's going to, considers Roe v. Wade a settled matter, but she's going to hollow it out and let the states have the power to outlaw it or not. So if, let's say, the state of California or state of New York decided that, they wanted to outlaw abortion, then we would have to go to like a whole different state to get an abortion.
That's insane.
That's the thing I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why some, other people get a right to tell me what I want to do with my body.
Exactly. And like, this is 2020. Like, how are you going to tell me, how are you going to have a right over my body? Like, I don't know you.
I'm just saying, I thought we stopped having ownership of people after the Emancipation Proclamation. So
exactly,
I don't understand how we're still telling women what they can and cannot do.
It's literally like mind-boggling.
It really is.
It's not okay.
That's not.
But it's okay. It's not okay. Like,
whatever. As far as I'm concerned, Roe v. Wade, that's here to stay. She can try, but I know, like, there are millions of women that are going to be up in arms about that. But to be honest, no matter what she does from, like, here to the end of her term as Supreme Court Justice, it's not going to matter because everybody's going to be comparing her to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Can you imagine being a judge that comes on after Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
No, because she literally paved the way for, like, all women and like literally is the reason why we have certain rights.
Like, how do we get from Ruth Bader Ginsburg to this?
And isn't like Trump supporting her? Like, where, like, I just don't, it's going to be like, not only like, is she stepping into someone's shoes, she's literally going to like bring back women's rights, like, because of the way she views the Constitution and stuff. And her own views because she's conservative,
I don't know. I honestly feel like I said last show, it's definitely a strategic move. They're doing it so that they can have the majority in the Supreme Court.
Okay.
So, I cannot stress this enough. Whether you support Trump or you're conservative or you're like as far left as you can go, you got to get out and vote. Like,
yep.
All these things matter and they pertain to you. And if you don't go vote, well, man, listen, I don't want to hear it. Period.
Exactly. Just think of it like you have a voice and you need to use it. And you need to use your voice.
Especially women. Women, get out there because look, can you imagine, after Emancipation Proclamation, the slaves were free, women still couldn't vote until 1926.
Yep.
So that means we have not had the right to vote for 100 years. We haven't even, it's been less than a century since we were allowed to vote.
Dang, that's crazy. Like, did you oh my goodness. Have you ever seen I Enjoyed Angels?
No.
It's with Hilary Swank, and she, I forgot the names, but it's based off two very important women that fought for women's suffrage. And she was the one that, fought for, because there was two different, like, camps of ideas or whatever. Like, one group wanted women to vote. They wanted to fight state by state, and she wanted it, like, every state. Like, she thought, like, why would we do that? So I think she does something like a protest in front of the White House, and they arrest her, and she gets everyone to go on strike in the prison, and then they force feed her.
Oh, that's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah.
Force feeding people. That's just wrong.
Right?
Oh my God. But
see that movie, it's powerful.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching. I'm definitely watching that movie.
I've been right now.
I've been watching some crazy stuff lately. Like,
okay,
I binge watched Julie and the Phantoms.
Oh no!
Yes, it's true. I did.
And how many times have you watched this show?
I've watched this show multiple times already.
Okay, I want to be real. She's been begging me to watch this show, and I was like, okay, so we have to record tonight. So she told me to watch like 2 episodes, right? So explain it, and then I'll go back to what I'm going to say.
Okay, so Julie and the Phantoms is about a little girl.
Julie and the Phantoms.
Julie and the Phantoms. Julie and the Phantoms is about this girl who lost her mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she used to love music same way her mom did. She used to write music with her mom, and it was how they connected. So cut to after her mom dies, Julie won't play music anymore because she's like lost her love for it. Then she goes through her mom's stuff and she finds this old CD by the Sunset Curve. Which is like your 90s alt, like grunge band, whatever. She plays it and like these 3 ghosts appear. And it's the 3 members of Sunset Curve that died before they got to play the Orpheum, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then later on we find out that people can see the guys in the band when Julie sings with them. So they become a whole band called Julie and the Phantoms. And like it's about them like drawing on their same grief and playing together and like creating this whole friendship. But you know what though? Like I love her and Luke together. The actor Charlie Gillespie did a fantastic job. Did you see Unsaid Emily yet?
I did. I saw.
Tell me what you think.
Okay, so I really need to see it from the beginning because I watched like the 2 episodes before the last one. And I thought their chemistry was amazing. I was a little confused on how they like showed up because I didn't watch it from the beginning, and I don't think you explained how like if she sings. So I really thought they were a hologram for a second, like she made the science. Like I knew that they were ghosts, but I was under the assumption like she did some science and like turned them into holograms. But I had so many questions, and I think it's not fair because I'm obviously not watching from the beginning. This girl had an emoji backpack. There was this scene when they're dancing, right? Where I think it's Nick and her.
Yes.
No, it's really funny because they're supposed to be be in rhythm. Like all of them are supposed to be doing the same dance moves. And all of a sudden, Nick starts doing a flip.
No, it's not his fault. Nick can't dance. Like that's the whole thing.
No, I get it. But like they're all in rhythm, and then and I'm waiting for them all to flip. Like at first, I thought he did it too early, but then no one flipped.
No,
No one flipped.
It was a bona fide Nick mess up.
It's a flip. It's not like you went left when you were supposed to go right.
He's like, oh, we're not supposed to flip here? I thought we were to flip. All I'm saying is...
because they didn't even address it. Just flip.
No, because the whole point of that segment was that she was dancing with Nick, but fantasizing about Luke.
I know, but that happened after he flipped. And then, what made it funnier? He did the exact same thing, but better, like Luke. But yeah. I understand, like, I guess that was the choreograph. I don't know. I never know how to say that. But, like, they didn't address it. He just flipped. And I'm waiting for them to flip.
He's like, I think I'm going to do a flip here.
Right.
This choreography is great, but I'm going to add a flip. What do you think?
Yeah, do you think it's good?
I don't know. Say what you want. Luke might be like dead, but you know what? Guess what? Luke has rhythm.
No, he did a good job. He killed it.
Yeah, he definitely killed it. And I'm sorry, that's supposed to be a kid show, but Unsaid Emily had me like freaking ugly crying at my kitchen table.
Aww, that part was beautiful.
Of all the people in that whole show, I think the actress who played Luke's mom, she was like the best actress over there, because if you think about it, she had 4 lines and absolutely broke my heart.
Nope, she killed it.
I mean, like,
she really embodied like the mother's pain of losing a child.
Yes, exactly. Like, from like the fight scene to like just the look on her face. And you didn't see the episode prior, because I said, like, I'll just watch Great and Unsaid Emily, and like, you will understand. So in the episode prior, like, it was Luke's birthday and he was at his parents' house, but they couldn't see him. But you couldn't hear a single thing. The mom says nothing. The dad says nothing. And they sit in silence at the table as the mom brings out the birthday cake for Luke to commemorate his birthday.
Oh, so how did they die? Like, how did they all die?
Bro, they ate bad hot dogs out of...
Oh my God. I was like, no, they didn't. I saw that happen, and I saw them eat that hot dog, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not expecting a lot, but I really hope they didn't just tell me that they ate that hot dog and then died.
Well, because like she said, he ate the hot dog out of the trunk of the car, right? And he's like, I don't know if you should be having condiments that close to a car battery. So he eats the hot dog. He's like, oh, that's a different flavor.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And next thing you know, they're
that
like...
show needs to be no. They had me going until you explain that.
We're not canceling Julie and the Phantoms. That show is awesome.
They couldn't have been in a car crash. Like,
no, they ate bad hot dogs out of the trunk of a car. But I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry to every single hot dog lady out there doing her thing. That show really kind of besmirched her name.
No, seriously. Like, now I can't even be eating hot dogs out here.
I'm trying to tell you though, like, the hot dog ladies, they're so good. Especially, like, I know last time we were talking about how pizza in New York is like the best, but listen, the hot dogs and the taco trucks and stuff out here, and like, they just pop up anywhere.
I'm dead.
Seriously, you'll be walking down the street, Sunset Boulevard, anywhere in Los Angeles. As soon as like the clubs get out, like around 1, 2 o'clock, you see you can smell the hot dogs.
Oh,
yes, like you can smell them because they have those little catering things, and they push the cart, and you see all the ketchup and the mustard on the shelf under the cart.
Mm-hmm.
And then like for what, like they have like little catering things to heat up the tray, and then you hear the hot dogs just sizzling. It is super amazing. When I tell you, oh my God, like the hot dog ladies are amazing. Shout out to every hot dog lady in Los Angeles, you guys, your hot dogs are life, man.
Not according to the Phantoms.
No, that's the only thing. I felt some type of way because when I was driving the party bus, I'm telling you, the hot dog ladies were life. I was in my feelings that
you made it, Julie. You made it.
I know. Yes, I'm here. I have landed. But I love that movie. It seems so simple, and like the way Charlie Gillespie, that the actor, interacts with the actress that plays Julie, that's just pure movie magic. You're just like, they are super adorable little kids. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Wait, I don't even think they're little kids. Aren't they like 18 or 19 years old?
That girl better not be 18, 19-year-old with a freaking emoji backpack. You better be a 14-year-old. You better be in middle school.
Something.
No, I am insulted. They should never have made emoji clothes.
The clothes in there are cool though.
No, they are. Like, they're really cute, but that emoji backpack really ruined it.
The costuming, they did a fantastic job with costuming.
Okay, but no, because I was like halfway into the second episode that I watched, and this mom has in the background, in the scene where they go in the past, she doesn't have white hair. They both look younger. So I'm like, oh, okay, so they must have died earlier. I go and ask Julie what era they were supposed to be from. The 90s. This man, one of the characters is wearing a pink champion shirt with a fanny pack, and not where it's supposed to go, because in the 90s, everyone was wearing it by their belt, whatever. This man had it across his thing. I'm like, I would see 12 men right there wearing that. Like,
I'm dead. She said across his thing.
Across his chest. Like, Diamond agrees.
The Charlie Gillespie's costuming was super on because I was in the Kurt Cobain fan realm. I listened to everything. I like, the 90s is the golden age of hip hop, but I also listened to alternative music. I listened to metal. I was a huge Kurt Cobain fan. Mm-hmm. So I think Charlie Gillespie's costume was on point. So
I mean, I just wouldn't have known it was that they were supposed to be from the past. They didn't look out of place. Like, when you can tell, like, a character's not from that era. Like, I don't know.
I mean, the 90s is not that far away from.
But era, that's not how that dress was nothing that they were wearing. Okay, maybe his was from the Kurt Cobain era, but besides that,
the other two, I'm not sure.
They did not look like you could tell when someone's out of place. Like,
yeah, because the character Reggie, he looked like a biker from any era.
Right. Like, you could, like, I don't know a movie what I'm thinking about where you can tell, like, the character's clearly from the 80s, like, or the character's clearly from the 90s. Because I know that we, like, wear 90s stuff now.
Yes.
But you can tell that it's us wearing 90s stuff.
I don't know. I was about to make a joke about millennial swagger jacking, but they're gonna come for me. I can see it. They're coming. Yes. They're coming for me.
Listen,
but no, you know who had really great 90s costumes, and like they really did like the music and everything.
Which
it was like 90s, early 2000. You remember that movie Hustlers? They had like the costuming was right there, like the music too. I'm pretty sure they had Janet Jackson playing in the strip club in the first scene. Like they really did.
Was it set in the 90s? Because Usher was in it.
Was it? No, it was like 90s, 2000.
I don't. 2008.
Yeah. Because the 2008 was like the great year. Didn't she say 8 was great?
Yeah, and also when the economy collapsed, and that's why they had to do what they had to do.
I don't know. I think that it was whoever did the marketing on that was awesome because they used Cardi B's name to sell that movie.
They did, and she was a stripper, so
yeah. But here's the thing: when you turn it on, Cardi B was in that movie for like 2 seconds.
She was. So was Lizzo.
Yeah, and Keke Palmer too.
Keke Palmer was in a lot of the scenes.
Yeah, she
was a main character.
Yeah, she was like a main character, but the thing is, like, they had Cardi B as like a headliner for that movie.
Right.
But she had like a handful of lines in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you really didn't. She wasn't really notable in it.
She didn't do a bad job, I didn't think. Like, I didn't, like, you know how you could tell when an actor's on a show just because they're an actor? Like, just because they're famous? Like, she wasn't that bad because she was playing herself.
Yeah, basically.
Didn't they get jailed in the week? The main character got weekend jail?
Yo, what is up with that? What is weekend jail? That's what I want to know.
What sent me was they said, you know how in the end of like a very serious movie and it's ending and then you want to know where the real characters or who the characters are based off and where they're at. They said, I forgot the person's name, but they said blah, blah, blah was sentenced to weekends on the jail and the weekends. I said, oh,
first of all, Destiny gets the big boo for snitching.
No facts.
We're not here for that, Destiny. Destiny is a snitch. Boo. And honestly, you know what? Destiny? Canceled.
Exactly. I concur.
I haven't canceled anybody all week.
Oh my God, you're feeling it. You're feeling it. She's been waiting for this moment in time.
I've been waiting for this moment. So yeah, boo Destiny. You see, Destiny pulled a Tekashi snitch 9.
Oh my God, yes she did.
And she was like, "Oh, why'd you do this? Why'd you do this?" She's like, "I did it for Lily." You know, and then she felt all extra dumb in the end. Like, what? She's like, "So what's Ramona doing?" She said over there, like, she talked about Ramona like she was talking about like an ex that absolutely broke her heart. Out here sounding like Drake.
I'm dead. She's in her feelings. You said she was in her feelings. You know, people don't know that Drake was Jimmy on Degrassi.
Oh, I remember that Drake played the kid in the wheelchair, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Very iconic. No, I swear to God, if you go to like comments, and this is why I don't claim to be Gen Z. In his newest video, he's like, I don't know, acting. Like the first 10 minutes is like a scene or whatever. And they're like, and this, I'm 99% sure they're so.
Oh my God, do you hear that?
What?
My neighbors are moving furniture again.
Oh my gosh.
Man, this is like quarantine status, but I swear to God they move furniture every day.
No.
I honestly feel as though maybe like they're just, I don't know. The mamas go up there and be like, you know what? I don't like this here. I'm going to drag the furniture.
No, that's like literally they be dragging it. My neighbor does that too. Or my other, yeah.
So, you know, that's why I developed when I was living in New Haven. I was like, yo, first rule of hood living is never live on the first floor, period. Well, and you know, this is one of the reasons why you don't live in the first floor. That and you never know what's happening on the ground floor.
Right.
But anywho, back to the movie house. Sorry, I had to take a break to talk about how my neighbors are constantly moving their furniture around.
Yeah, and I was talking about how Drake, like people that don't know he's an actor. Like he was an actor for like a good 11 seasons of a show. So disrespectful.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like Drake doesn't even know who he is. Because if you think about it, Drake came out with a reggae album. It's like first he was an actor. Then he was like Drake, like this hardcore gangster rapper talking about we started from the bottom. Now we're here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What bottom did Drake start out from?
No, he's from Canada.
That's all I'm saying.
Drake okay.
And then he came out with that reggae album.
He did.
And then he was doing reggaeton. So, in my opinion, Drake has no idea who he is as an artist. It's not even like he grows and learns, and he's like, you know what? This is popping right now. I think I'm gonna do this.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna. He's like a chameleon, but I feel like with an artist, when they learn their true style, like you can pick their style out from anywhere.
Right.
And that's what makes them a great artist, is that they're recognizable. They have a great sound, a signature sound. And I believe that's kind of my issue with Drake. Oh, remember when he was an R&B artist?
Dead. I think Drake has a sound, the talking rap and being in his feelings.
The talking rap.
It's literally him. All his greatest songs are him talking, rapping, and trying to sing.
Oh, my fiance calls him, he says he's a simp. Have you ever heard the word simp or simping?
No, I hear it. Like, I've seen it, but I've never like figured it. That's Gen Z.
I don't know. I've never heard that until I moved here.
A simp? That's like when you're like obsessed with someone, but like stupidly. Like you wouldn't like you a simp. I don't know. I'm gonna Google it.
You're gonna Google the word simp?
Yeah, I feel like I need to be in the loop.
Yeah, I think we both need to be in the loop. Period.
It means a guy. Okay, I guess I don't think it has to be a guy, but it means a guy that is overly desperate for women.
Hey, Drake.
What is a simp 2020? Shortened form of the phrase simpleton. No, don't give me the history of the word.
No, I think simp is what the first one, guy who's like overly desperate for women. That fits. Mm-hmm. So, did you watch the Paris Hilton documentary?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. What? You know what? We're gonna dig into that after the break. So. Yay. Yeah, after the break, we're going to talk about the Paris Hilton documentary. Keep it locked down. And we're back, everyone, for the second half of It Goes Down in the PM. As promised, we're going to talk to you about the Paris Hilton documentary. Okay, so before I get into my thoughts on it, what are your thoughts on the show?
When I first watched it, I really thought I just thought it was interesting to see the psychology behind why she created that character. Excuse me, of like being Paris Hilton. It depicts the reason why she rebelled so much and why she chose the persona to have. I thought that that was the most interesting part of the movie.
I agree. Like the baby voice, I buy everything. Like it was very interesting to see where that came from.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I'll be honest though, like I had a really hard time kind of like resonating with it, I guess. Like I had a hard time identifying with her because not for nothing. It's not like I'm not a hater. I think, I think abuse on any children from any place is terrible. Like
right.
Honestly, the mom is absolutely vile. Like the mom and sister, they're canceled for real.
Canceled. Play the violin.
The mom and sister are horrible human beings. Like
the first thing she said when she sat down, her sister, Nikki, she said, I don't want to, let me be clear, I don't do interviews like this. I hate to break it to you, but no one asked. And that's not
literally no one.
I did not need to know that, nor care. Like, I didn't think, like, oh my God, she does interviews like that? Like, that wasn't on my mind. It wasn't.
Like, who even is she? Like, no one knows who she is.
Like, right. She's Nikki Hilton when there was Nicole in Paris. Like,
yeah, she will go down in history as Paris Hilton's sister.
Right.
I mean, you know her name? I don't know her name. That's Paris Hilton's sister.
Right.
Like, her name is Paris Hilton's sister. Yeah, so all I'm saying is, who even is she? She's basically Paris Hilton's sister. She'll now and forever be Paris Hilton's sister.
Yep. And then she was like, what was she said about being naughty? She's like, you were so naughty.
Yes. Oh my God. She was like, so Paris was telling her story about how she got snatched up in the middle of the night. And and then she was like, yeah, I remember hearing sounds and then I heard Paris scream. And you would think that would constitute some sort of emotion
Right.
from her.
No,
So
her face was so blank. Like when she was like retelling that story, her facial expressions did not meet what she was saying. Like you were literally saying, yeah, my sister is being kidnapped and I hear it. Like she was talking about her going down the street and seeing a dog.
yeah, she was like, oh, my sister is being kidnapped. And by the way, it's 90 degrees today.
Right.
So there's that. I had to I had to leave without my jacket. So
Right. Like so monotone. Like I was like, what? Like I
yeah,
couldn't
like
even register what she was saying. Like
it was totally ridiculous. I couldn't even like fathom how any person could see two strange men carrying her sister out and just, you know what? I'm going to go back to my room.
Yep, exactly. Yep. And then retell it like that. Like, people are watching you.
Then
Make
had
it up.
the nerve to be like, did you ever apologize to mom and dad?
Exactly. What?
What?
Oh my God, she was infuriating.
Oh my God. I'm just saying, like, did you just say that? Did you ever apologize to mom and dad?
Like,
You know what? Nikki, you get booed.
You know when I knew she.
Sorry. She had to get booed for that. She just had to. I had to do it.
Her whole existence is canceled. Like, you know when I knew I hated her? It wasn't even since
her whole existence.
No, I'm dead serious. It wasn't even from when she sat down and said that about the interview, because it was when she made Paris feel like crap when she was late. She was like
God.
that. I felt so bad for her because Paris was really apologizing to her. Like that event is for Paris. If she comes 1,500 hours late, they still gonna be there because it's Paris Hilton. Like,
yeah, she was
you're apologizing. I'm like, girl, you better not be.
That's crazy. She should have been like, again, like the Cardi B situation. I'm Paris freaking Hilton.
Exactly.
If I'm gonna be late, I mean, it's rude, but well, if I'm gonna be an hour late, 2 hours late, well, you paid to be here, so there's that.
Right. I just felt like I would have understood if like she was like, oh yeah, you're right, but like you could really like see how bad she felt. Like you didn't have to make her feel that bad.
Whatever. Her sister committed like the most egregious sin that I spoke about. You remember when I posted that post about two things women should stop doing immediately?
Uh-huh.
Her sister was like a 100% violator of that. Her sister was like having the talk with Paris, like, when are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna settle down? First of all, like, I don't think Paris should have to explain her family choices to her sister.
Exactly. And she's obviously like doesn't have the life. Like, I don't know. Like, it's none of her business. Like, and that conversation was mad random. They were in a closet. I think Paris was like cleaning it up or like folding stuff.
Yo, shout out to Paris for having a closet that's bigger than my first apartment.
No, exactly.
Yo, she had so much.
I think Diamond agrees. I apologize. Diamond, it's over.
No, it's all right. We love Diamond. Diamond has to get her little 2 cents in. So, no, like, you see how much stuff was in her closet? Honestly, I feel like that's a psychological thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like because, I don't know, Paris had like everything. And then she went to that what is that Canyon School, Provo Canyon School or whatever in Ohio. That's that school.
Yep.
Like she said that they took her clothes, they took her stuff, and they stirred down. Like the fact that she buys stuff that she doesn't even need or use, I think that's a 100% psychological thing. Like they took all my stuff and they're never going to take my stuff again.
Right. Yep.
I have this much stuff, they can't take anything from me, or I'll be safe. Yep. If I acquire this much stuff, then I'll be safe. I really feel like that is definitely a psychological thing from being snatched up in the middle of the night. Right. They definitely right one though. Her parents are vile for allowing that. Yep. And the mom, if I had known me and Dad would have been there immediately. No, you wouldn't.
No, I remember when she said, she was saying that, because I know that Paris never fully explained what happened, but she was like, my Paris would tell me she still has nightmares about whatever, like the general whatever. And the mom goes, but I don't believe everything everyone says. I take it with a grain of salt. What?
First of all, if my kid tells me somebody is touching them or harming them, I don't care if I have a small suspicion in the back of my head that they're not being truthful. I'm going to believe them because I'd rather believe them and be wrong than not believe them and be wrong. If I'm wrong, you know, my bad, I shot you like that, man. My kid told me you did something to them.
I'm sorry, I shot you though.
And be like, but did you die?
Like, did you die though? You're good. You're bleeding. I mean, it happened. I bleed a lot.
So I'll just be like, bro, you be like, what is this thing that you sent me? Is this what you Google?
No, because remember when I was reading the other article and it was going into like the history of simpleton?
Wow.
It's saying
okay. So according to Nietzsche's article, it says sucker idolizing mediocre, you know, 5-letter P word. That also means cat.
I just was reading, like looking it over, and then all I said was, "Oh my god!" All I heard was that. So that I was like, "Oh no, I think we got simp wrong."
Oh my god! I don't know, but
it sent me.
That's funny.
I was like, I guess that's why they were telling us that simple came from simpleton.
I guess, but I don't
what
know.
Were we talking? I don't know, but you know what? That's the key fact. I don't know, but that's the key fact for today, or the little. You learn everything.
In case you didn't know, that's what that meant.
Exactly. Suckers idolizing mediocre cat. But what were we talking about? Paris Hilton and her mom.
Paris Hilton and her mom. Yeah, first of all, her mom is super vile for not believing, like for saying, "Oh, I take it with a grain of salt." Right. I'm believing my kids. I don't care. My kids might lie to me every single day, but for something like that, whether I think they're lying or not, I will believe my kids. Mm-hmm. Just on the tiny, minuscule chance that they aren't lying. I'll believe them because you know what? They came from me. I love them. That's what a mother's love does. A mother's love will go out there. Like a mom's love will be out there just busting guns if their kids tell them so-and-so is abusing me or doing me dirty or doing something wrong to me. A real mom will feel some type of way about that. Yep. So, I'm sorry. Her mom, out of their whole family, I know you think the sister is the worst one, but the mom, in my opinion, is the worst because she failed to protect Paris from start to finish. Yep. Paris
I agree.
Mom, you're canceled again.
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 I agree. I definitely think that the mom is worse. I just thought the sister was annoying. Like, no one asked you to be there. Like,
yeah, and like the sister would sit there and tell on her and stuff. Like, that's typical abuse. Like, right. The parents clearly made it seem like telling on Paris was like a desirable thing. I got news for you, Paris Hilton's sister. Nobody likes a snitch. Once again, that's why we didn't like Destiny, because no one likes a snitch.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why nobody likes the Tekashi Snitch 9 either. Yeah, he will now and forever be Tekashi Snitch 9. Oh, did you hear how he like overdosed on like caffeine pills?
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. No, he overdosed on caffeine pills and diet pills.
Is he okay?
I think I don't know. He, on his end, he's telling everybody he had like coffee with like hydroxycut or something, but honestly, I think the life is getting to him. I really feel like at this point he's really having a hard time like coping with the fact that he might really be the most hated rapper in the world.
Sorry. Food No, we weren't. I don't know. My mom just came home with more food. Paris Hilton.
Oh, yeah. Her mom's vile. Her mom sucks.
You know who also sucked? Her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. Her festival boyfriend is trash, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Festival boyfriend, you are canceled. Yeah. Like, her festival boyfriend is garbage.
He sat there, and this was, according to Paris, this is like a very important moment in her life. And he's drunk, and he's talking about, oh, you promised me, you're out here giving promotions to other people. You promised me you would do that for me. He's not upset that she's like taking, like, not hanging out with her or like not spending time, but she's upset that he's not getting promoted. Like, that's so crazy.
You know, when I watched it, I didn't pick up on that at first. I thought he was mad that she was talking to other people.
No, he said I don't know if it was word for word, but he said, you're promoting other people. You said you would do that for me or something like that.
See, he's a clout chaser extraordinaire.
Right. And then, like, really making her upset, and like Paris keeps telling her, leave me alone. Like, keeps telling him that, like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure didn't she like yank his access pass off his wrist? It was like she took his wristband and it was like, get him out of here, get him away from me.
Right. Yep. And then
good for her.
Good for her. And then, like, I didn't like that in the end she was like, well, it's over now, and I took his artist pass off. Like, that's the most disrespectful thing I could do. You should have did more than that. Good for you, girl.
Yeah, good for you, but I'm sorry, taking somebody's artist pass is not the most disrespectful thing you can do.
What he was doing was disrespectful.
For real, honestly, he just, you know, I keep saying this through this whole thing, like, he just caught the right one, because if he would have pulled that with some other girl, you know, she would have smacked him or, you know, punched him clean in his face. Like, there is no way on this planet that he could have gotten away with that with, you know, some other girl that had like a better sense of self.
Exactly.
And if you think about it though, like, we just watch her go through this whole documentary, and, you know, she presents as like this helpless teen that just got yanked up out her bed, and like that's what she talks about. And then that's what, I'm sorry, like, the little baby voice bugged me through the whole thing.
Yep.
She'd be speaking normally. She's actually pretty intelligent, nice sense of business, which surprised me because she always presented herself as, you know, not that smart. Like,
right.
You remember that the whole Simple Life hoax?
Yep.
She acted like she really didn't know any better. Like, she was some out of touch heiress to $1 billion fortune.
Wow.
When really, she had all these business smarts about her. And as a teen growing up, I would have liked to see that more. And the other thing I didn't like, it was really hard, besides her talking about the abuse at the camp, which like it hurt my heart to know that as a teen she had to deal with that kind of degradation. But what made it hard for me to sympathize was her parents paid someone to send her there. And then at the end, she basically said every bad thing that ever happened to her was the camp's fault. And I know a little something about trauma, and I know a little something about PTSD. And I don't say the cause of my PTSD is also the cause of every bad thing that's ever happened to me, because at that point, I'm giving my disability more power than I should.
Right, exactly.
At some point, she's got to own her own life. She's like, at some point in time, she has to say, hey, this is my life. You know, this horrible thing happened to me, but I'm dealing with it. I'm healing, and this is how. You know, all the bad things that happened to me was not because of this camp. It was because, you know, maybe I haven't healed yet. Right. But the camp didn't do this to me. the trauma of the camp, maybe, but she still, she said she needs to own it. Once you start controlling the things in your life, then you can start to heal.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. I feel like at the end of the day, like, this project was the beginning.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
The things I like about this project, it was a clear first step. That's first off.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, she made it available for free to everyone.
Yep.
She used her star power to speak out against these camps. And it's true. I did some homework afterwards, and it is a $1 billion industry. The troubled teen industry. I'm not giving anyone that type of power over my children. Why would I give up my right to parent to someone else? It makes no sense. I mean, you have a kid. Are you going to pay someone else to correct them and correct them?
No.
I'm sorry. If I wanted somebody to whip my kid's ass, I would do it myself.
Period. Exactly.
And let's be honest. Nietzsche, I know you don't have kids yet, but when you do, if someone puts their hands on your kid, even to correct them, are you gonna be cool? Or are you going off, sis?
I'm going off, sis.
Straight like that.
Straight like that.
And my mom was down for the cause too. It didn't even matter. Like, if I was wrong, she would have my back publicly, and then we would go back to the house. I might get my ass before we got home, but she'll let me know. She'll let everybody else know. You know what? This is my daughter. You are now messing with my daughter. Period.
Yep, exactly.
And then, I mean, the fact that her parents gave up their right to parent Paris is completely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love the fact that when she got out of this camp, she had that photographer take a middle finger picture of her in her grandparents' house.
And I love that it wasn't on purpose. Like, that's not that wasn't planned.
Yeah.
The photographer, said something that offended her, and she did it. And it really it's shows her whole personality. Like, I'm done. I'm over it. F you.
Yeah. It was it was just a big F you to everything.
Yep.
And that picture was a mood for a long time.
Yep.
I don't know. And I'll be honest, growing up, I was not the biggest Paris Hilton fan.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. It just, it annoyed me that she played that role. Like, she slipped into the role and she played that role. I didn't get that it was a defense mechanism at the time, because she hadn't spoken out about it. But the way she spoke out about it now, it just suddenly all makes sense. So, it's I didn't get it, but now I respect it.
Exactly.
And then, yeah, I don't know. I've been watching all kinds of stuff. You told me to watch the Paris Hilton documentary. I'm dead. You told me to watch all this serious stuff. You told me to watch Unorthodox, Paris Hilton, and I'm like, you gotta watch Julie and the Phantoms.
I'm done. I know. But did you like Unorthodox? What did you think about it?
Oh wow, Unorthodox.
Sorry, Diamond liked it.
Yeah, I binge watched it. It was definitely a binge worthy.
It was. A little parts were slow, but it was good.
Okay. Well, okay. To start off with Unorthodox, I really wanted to know a little something about the culture.
Right.
So when I first watched the first episode, I made it a point to kind of look into it, And a fun fact, just a little side note. I once had a landlord that he was Orthodox, and it was a Mandy Management, and I was like, oh, thank you so much, out in New Haven. And I reached out to shake his hand, and he's like, no, I'm sorry. I can't touch you. And I was like, damn, bro, I wash my hands. What's your problem?
Right. It's the religion. And when I first watched it, I didn't know so much about being an Orthodox in their culture. And I just like in the first episode, I'm like, okay, she's trying to get out of here. Like, why is she hiding? Like, she can't even leave her house without them asking why she has a bag. Like, mind your business. Like, it was crazy. And then she was like hiding. Like,
it was crazy to me that other women did her like that.
Right.
Like, that to me, that tells you like that this culture is so ingrained. And I'm not going to sit here, if you and I sit here and say, that's so wrong. The thing is, then we would be ethnocentric.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying it's crazy that that's just the way their religion views women, you know? Or being Orthodox. It's just the culture. It is what it is.
Exactly. And you know, like I wanted to say it was an interesting view of people that were not like me. And I thought that was cool. I know your most hated character was Moisha, right?
He would be punched in the face. If I saw him, I would hit him right now.
Honestly, Moisha to me showed like a progression of, a regression of from vile behavior to a little bit more acceptable behavior to eventually his behavior might be okay for regular for people who are not Orthodox.
Man gave her a gun and said you're gonna end up killing yourself. That's not okay.
Like, I think he was projecting.
You don't have a gun though. You don't need a gun. He had that plan since the first 10 minutes of the second episode.
Because
like, you don't have he knew what he was doing.
He personally felt like he wanted to kill himself.
No, oh man. I just think that
he was kicked out, and he had that conversation with the rabbi. He said, if I do this, can I come home? Is everything going to be fixed with my wife and kids? And the rabbi said, everything will be okay. You just do this one thing. Just get it done and we'll talk and we will have everything okay and you can come back. I think this show, what I found interesting was about shifting views. Mm-hmm. I think because, first of all, my least favorite character was Yankee, because Yankee seemed like a wuss. I was gonna say bitch, but we don't use that language. He was a wuss for real. I mean, can we just discuss his and Etsy's sex life? No, Esty. I keep saying Etsy.
Oh my gosh.
Can we just discuss this? She's never been with a man before, and she's telling him it hurts. There's like no sort of foreplay or anything.
Exactly. And then I didn't like
I'm gonna lay.
No.
No, what about when he was like, "Oh, I thought you were clean," and she gets mad and throws her little shoes on the floor.
Yeah, she's so
tiny. She's like, "All right, well, just come on then."
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh no, she was like, she threw her shoes. She's like, "Whatever, let's go."
Oh, I felt bad for her. Like, she's like, I'm not attracted to you. What do you want me to do?
No, she's like, how are we supposed to do this with the entire family in the bed? Can we just talk about how weird Yankee's mom is?
Oh my god.
She's a weirdo.
She's like trying to match them up.
No, she hands Esty lube and goes, "You have to make my Yankee feel like a king." And he told you about that? She's like, "Of course, I'm his mom." And I was like, that's not weird at all. You're
right.
I don't care if I'm married 50 years. I'm not telling my mother about my sexcapades. It's not happening.
No, exactly.
That's so crazy. And then she hands Etsy lube. It was like, "You gotta make my Yankee feel like a king." I made him feel like a king. I was like, that's weird. You lady are weird. You are a weirdo. Mm. I don't know, but at the end, even though Yankee was my least favorite character, I felt so bad for him in the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
No, seriously. Like, I feel like, I think a good thing that you said was like, it's about different perspectives. He really wanted to make it work. Like, he's now considered unorthodox because of what he did in the end. And yeah.
Yeah, it's like basically not just like shifting perspectives.
Yeah.
See, both Yankee and Moisha kind of, but all three, Yankee, Moisha, and Etsy, experience the outside world, the world outside of their community. Moisha picked up the worst of our stuff, the worst of us, because he was like a degenerate gambler. He drank, he went to strip clubs, and did all this. Whereas Yankee, he did it for love. Like, he wanted his family so bad, and Etsy wanted to be free.
SD, yep.
SD, sorry.
Yep.
SD wanted to be free.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I found Moisha to be an interesting foil to SD.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that, like, how different they are?
I did not like him because I think that I don't think that, like, I did it when you explain it and how you say, like, the progression of his character and how you think that the gun scene was reflecting how he felt for being exiled from the community. I just simply think that it's he was aggressive with every woman in that show. Like, in like every way he was manipulative, he was aggressive. He, even with the woman that was renting the father's building or apartment or whatever. I guess I just don't see him as someone, like, I don't think that gun scene was reflecting. I just think he was, because at the end he really came in drunk and was like, I'm still gonna come back for your baby. Like, that's rude. Let her be. Like, she just wants to sing and do her life.
But
that's rude. He came in drunk, stumbling, and was like, I'm still gonna steal your baby. Like, you really?
The people who came before him was like, they were actually physical. He didn't come in and start putting his hands all over the women. When SD's mom was talking about it and she stood up, she's like, oh, we're gonna do physical manipulation and stuff like that. He didn't put his hand on one single female, except for SD when he picked her up and sat her on that park bench.
No, I don't think he had I don't think he had nothing in, I don't agree that he had any sort of remorse or any sort of progression. I think that he was an a-hole to every woman in that show, and he thought he was the man, and you are a woman, and you better do what I say. And that's what I think. And I think that gun scene was manipulative.
I think he was an a-hole, but I also think that he was learning about the outside world too.
But tell me, if he was in the outside world for 50 years, you still don't think he's gonna, like, he's been in that culture or that community where they tell them that he is more powerful than a woman, and he has to sit there and he is the man. You think in 50 years he's not gonna treat a woman like that?
Absolutely. I mean, look at the other two people who came from that community too. No, Yankee was ready to leave for SD.
I know.
SD and her mom left, and they wanted freedom.
Yeah.
And as far as Moisha goes, I mean, he wanted something too. He picked up something from the outside world as well. I mean, granted, he picked up some nasty habits, but he also picked up, other things where he's encountering women who, have a more free view on life, like where he's encountering women in other cultures. Because if you think about it, you had no idea about that community, right?
Right.
You don't agree with how how the general treatment of women is.
I mean, I don't know if I'm saying I don't agree with it. I think I'm saying it is what it is. I'm saying that I personally don't see Moisha having like progression. Like, I don't see him sitting here having remorse or sitting here just because he didn't put his hands on them. Like, I think he was the whole time.
He could have. the rabbi made it clear if Esty didn't come back with him, he wasn't going to be able to be with his family.
Well, so like he said, he's still coming back for the baby. So
if he does, you know, Esty's mom will be waiting.
No, exactly.
You people tell Esty's mom's like, you're not going to ruin this for her.
Yep.
But I don't know. I felt bad. I felt so bad for Yankee. Part of me really wanted them to like get back together and work things out outside of the community. I feel like that would have been cool. But, you know, it would have been contrary to the whole story of her leaving and,
right.
And, you know, finding her own way.
You ever seen that movie? Oh my God. It's with Julia Roberts, right? And it's about women's rights. And, I forgot what the whole premise is, but she gets into, it's set in the 50s and, she's a lawyer, she teaches art, she teaches something. And one of the girls gets into Yale because in the college right now, they're teaching girls how to be a wife. That's the premise of college for women at the time. And then the teacher comes in and teaches them an action, like something like lawyer or art, something like that. I think it's art. And at the end, this is all this women's rights. They can learn, they can do whatever. And then she ends up getting into Yale and she declines it so she could be a wife.
What? Wait, pause. What movie is this?
Oh my God, what's it called?
That's terrible. Yep. Especially
it's about it's supposed to be the choice. Like she has the choice.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. It's about having the option. I know I got into Yale and couldn't afford it, so
right.
I would have done anything for that opportunity. But honestly, like the best women coming up movie, I think, has to be Hidden Figures. In my opinion, that is like the best movie about women.
Oh, it's called Mona Lisa Smile, by the way.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna watch that. Because I don't know. I used to think Julia Roberts was like the coolest. Oh, wow. Snap. We're already at an hour. Okay, so check it out, everyone. If you want to catch bonus features, sign up to be a patron on our Patreon. And you'll be able to get bonus features. We're gonna upload an episode of me and Nishi playing Cards Against Humanity. So if you're down for a few laughs, you'll get early access. You get things like commercial-free content as well as exclusive merchandise. So it's www.patreon.com/It Goes Down in the PM. So, as usual, thanks for joining us and finding out what goes down in the PM.
Bye. And Diamond is
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.